Okay, so we have a result. Not the best result. Looking at what we've got, this is the plot of shear strain, and as you can see, there's none. I'm just going to change the contours here to see if there's absolutely any shear strain anywhere. If I change there, no, there is no. Oh, it did go to a default value. Let's have a look. Yes, there is a little bit of failure starting to happen there. 10 to the minus 5. Alright, well, never mind. So, you may have asked initially when you looked at this, me setting this up, how do I know what velocity to apply? So, it's basically meters per step is the unit that's used. I'll go back to where the loads are applied, which is up here. And it's kind of arbitrarily selected, I must admit, based on experience from what went down previously. So I'm going to change this to 10 to the minus 6 so I get a bit more stress. In fact, let me have a look at the result again. Okay, so there is stress getting into the pillars, so the contacts and everything are working. This is the APS history, and it goes up to 8 MPa without anything happening. So, all right, let's assume we're going to double. Well, let's triple it. I'm going to make it 1e minus 6. We should get something happening a bit quicker on, a bit sooner on in the analysis. All right, let me go back and run it again. One thing I wanted to do actually before we do that is at the end of the analysis, I wanted to output the history files as a APS versus compression graph. So I'm going to look in the manual because I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I think it's under history. I'm not sure, but let's see. History export. There we go. So history export. What's the keyword, right? The contents of the list of histories to the screen. A file with a file keyboard with a file keyword or a table with a table keyword. If any history ID is negative and the value of the history is corresponding is reversed. ID is negative. Okay, right. So these histories will actually have the IDs, and we can see it here. I don't think I gave them names, so they will simply appear as 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you'll see it's got a number there to output APS. So I should probably give them names if I want to plot. You'll see here in the documentation there's the word versus. So I can plot one versus the other, which is what I want to do. Um, Alright, let me think a bit. Yeah, let me give them names first. History, fish history. So let me see if I need how I actually assign names in the commands here. So it's fish history, name symbol. Okay, do I actually have to use the word name? Probably. I'm gonna go take his sorry. Name APS name comp. Alright, let's see if that works. And then I'm gonna try here to output right at the end of the analysis, that is, to output the result, which will be using the syntax over here. So history export. Versus so history export. Well, sorry, this is in the not in the command space. So let me go outside here and go history export. Now I'm in the sorry, that was a fish space. No, first let me run the run manager. So I get a result. Then I'll do history export. APS versus comp. PS versus comp file, and I'll give it a name. And I'll set this here actually. His name equals file root plus. Notice I can use either quote. Isn't fussy about that. APS, and it's a text file. It's just X and Y values. File, and I probably have to use this thing again. File, his name. So I'm actually going to cheat a bit. And to test this, I'm going to run it straight away after the first stage. So I do a stage, smart plot, and then I'll do command, in command, history export, and I'm going to change that name. I'm going to call it temp name equals testing txt to see that this all works. Temp name. Okay, good. Let's see if that works. It's got to run those first 800 and then it'll tell us, well, it should output the file. Holding thumbs. Okay, so now if I go here, I should be able to see a file called testing. It's always better to plot or to see, look at these things, to plot, sorry, to view your folders by details. Then you can sort it by date and time. Testing the text. Ah, look at that, a whole bunch of values.